Right now, you could go to a Target or a Walmart and buy an alarm clock for less money than it takes to go to the movies. So why would anybody drop $80 on this one from Lenovo? Well, for one thing, because snoozing a smart clock is as easy as talking to it.
Hey Google, 5 more minutes.
Okay, be back in 5 minutes.
Okay, there's a lot more to the Lenovo Smart Clock than that. It's basically a Google Home Mini, stuffed into a fabric-coated casing with a display on the front. It's not as big as it looks on video. It's nowhere near the size of the Lenovo Smart Display I reviewed last year, and at only 4 inches across, the screen is smaller than most smartphones. But that means it doesn't take up too much space on the bedside table I totally didn't buy just for the purposes of making this video. And despite that small size, that 3-watt speaker packs a wallop.
Set volume to maximum. Jesus.
Mr. Tillman, good to see you again. There's a few outstanding.
This music is coming through Spotify, which works just like it does on any Google Home product. And you can use these 2 front-facing microphones to ask anything you'd ask another Google Home.
What's the forecast?
In Somerville today, it'll be partly cloudy, with a forecasted high of 72 and a low of 53.
If it creeps you out to have a microphone right next to your pillow, well, first of all, you might want to stop falling asleep right next to your smartphone, like 60% of us do. If you can't part with your pre-sleep phone scroll, though, a USB port on the back of the smart clock ensures you can still charge your phone even though the clock uses up a power outlet of its own. And next to that USB port is the solution to your other privacy problem, a mute switch to turn off the mic.
The mic is muted.
Now keep in mind that muting the mic means you won't be able to use what I think is the coolest feature, silencing or snoozing the alarm just by talking to it.
Stop.
If you don't trust your sleepy morning self with that much power, you can also leave it muted and tap the top of the casing if you need a snooze. And that duality sort of pervades the interface. You can do most anything on the smart clock through taps or voice input, from brightening the screen to adjusting the volume to checking your calendar. And those microphones work really well, by the way. I only had 1 or 2 failed commands over a whole week with the device. It even listens well while it's playing music.
Hey Google, set volume to 5.
I should mention here that I'm not the best to showcase everything a Google Home can do because I just don't have a lot of smart home stuff. So if you want to see how the smart clock can control the Nest Video doorbell, for example, check out Modern Dad's video, linked below. Oh, and speaking of video, there's no camera on this device, but you can indeed make good old-fashioned phone calls.
Interesting. I did not know that I could call you from my alarm clock, but here we are. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's fuzzy and such, but I can understand you.
Well, that's better than the $12 Target alarm clock can do, I guess.
Voice calls through your alarm clock. 2019 is pretty weird. Okay, let's talk shortcomings. While the speaker is loud, it doesn't have a ton of bass. Visually, you're confined to only as many clock faces as Lenovo provides. And while you can ask it to show you pictures from your Google Photos gallery, you can't currently use those photos as a clock face. Also, you can't use the clock to play videos, and you really wouldn't want to, because from its high reflectivity to its low resolution, this LCD just isn't that great. On the bright side, or the bright and then dim side, it does automatically dim when you turn the lights out, and it can be set to brighten gradually in the morning to simulate a sunrise. Although, for the record, I was never able to figure out how to make my review unit do that. So, should you buy one? Well, first of all, I'll say that this is probably a lot better as a gift. I mean, I'd be much happier to receive one than to spend money on it, so set a reminder for stocking stuffers around the holidays. But there is one Target customer who makes a lot of sense for this, and that's the person who's already got one Google Home in one room of their house and is considering another. If you don't have a smart speaker in your bedroom yet, and you don't need a big display for video, this costs the same amount of money as the recently discounted Google Home. It sounds almost as good, and it pulls double duty as the world's smartest alarm clock.
Your alarm's set for tomorrow at 8 a.m. Good night, Michael.
Bizarre and superfluous? Totally. But pretty cool all the same? Oh yes. Yes, indeed. Folks, if you're more of the Alexa persuasion, be on the lookout for the Amazon Echo Show 5 coming this summer. It'll retail for $90, and it'll pack video calling too. If you'd like to see a Mr. Mobile review of that one, let me know in the comments. Disclosure, this review was produced using a smart clock review sample provided by Lenovo. No compensation changed hands, and I gave Lenovo no copy approval. That means you're seeing it at the same time they are. If you like reviews like this, please subscribe to the Mr. Mobile on YouTube, and don't forget to check out Modern Dad's video as well. Until next time, thanks for watching, and stay mobile, my friends.